Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're doing something a little different. We're looking at a tool called Floor Plan AI, and yeah, the name pretty much tells you what it does, but stick around because there's more going on here than you'd think. So here's the basic idea. You go to their site, and instead of opening up some clunky CAD software or hiring an architect just to sketch out a rough idea, you type in a prompt, like literally just describe the space you want, and the AI spits out a floor plan for you. I mean, that's the pitch, right? Skip the tedious manual drafting. Let the AI handle the complexity. You just focus on the vision. Sounds nice. Let's actually dig into it. Okay, so first thing you notice when you land on the homepage, it's clean. It's not overwhelming. You've got options right up top for floor plan, home design, and 3D model. So it's not just a one-trick tool. It's trying to be this whole ecosystem for people who are planning spaces, whether that's a house, an apartment, or honestly, even something bigger like a restaurant or a gym. Now, the core feature, the one that's front and center, is the AI floor plan generator, and this is where it gets interesting. You type in a prompt describing what you want. So, for example, their own sample prompt is something like a floor plan with 3 bedrooms, a living room, an open kitchen, 2 bathrooms, one of them attached to the master bedroom, and the other 2 bedrooms sharing the second bathroom. You can even specify the number of floors and the floor height. That's a pretty detailed ask for just typing a sentence, right? And honestly, that's kind of the magic of these AI tools these days. You're not dragging walls around pixel by pixel, you're just talking to it, like you're explaining it to a contractor friend. But it doesn't stop at bedrooms and bathrooms. You can also pick a style for how the output looks. There's a technical style, which is basically that clean blueprint look you'd expect from an architect. There's a 2.5D style, which gives you a little more depth and dimension without going full 3D. And then there's a 3D isometric option, which honestly, this is probably the one most people are going to gravitate toward because it just looks more like a finished product. It's more visual, more shareable, more show this to your spouse and get their opinion kind of output. On top of that, you've got aspect ratio options too, 16 by 9, 4 by 3, 3 by 2, 5 by 4. So depending on whether you're presenting this on a screen, printing it, or dropping it into a deck, you can format it accordingly. Small detail, but it shows they thought about how people actually use these images afterward. Now here's something worth mentioning. There are different model tiers, basic, advanced, and pro, which, okay, this is pretty standard for AI tools at this point. You'd expect the higher tiers to give you cleaner layouts, better spatial accuracy, maybe more complex requests handled correctly, and each generation costs a credit, so it's not unlimited generation, you're working within some kind of credit system. Worth keeping in mind before you go wild testing 50 different prompts. So let's talk about what happens after you generate something, because generating a floor plan is one thing, but what if you actually need to edit it? That's where the floor plan editor comes in. So the way I understand it, this isn't just a static image generator. You've got an actual editing environment where you can go in and adjust the layout, move things around, tweak the design after the AI gives you that first draft, which honestly is the part that makes this useful beyond just cool AI demo. Because let's be real, the first draft from any AI tool is rarely exactly what you want. You need to be able to go in and fix it. Now, this tool doesn't just live in isolation either. It's part of a bigger suite. So if you're doing a floor plan, you might also want to see it in 3D. There's a floor plan to 3D tool for that. Or maybe you've got a floor plan already and you want to visualize the actual finished room. That's where things like virtual staging AI and interior design AI come in. There's also sketch to image AI, which this one's honestly kind of a cool concept. You draw a rough sketch, even a bad one, and it turns it into a proper rendered image. And then there's exterior design AI and garden design AI for, well, the outside of the house too. So basically the floor plan is just the starting point. The idea seems to be you generate your layout and then you can carry that same project through every stage from the empty floor plan all the way to a fully staged, fully designed home inside and out. Now let's talk about the numbers they're putting out there because, and I have to say, these are pretty bold claims. They're saying over 10 million design samples went into training this thing, generation time under 3 seconds, over 50 design styles supported, and a 99.8% accuracy rate on spatial reasoning and measurements. Now look, I can't independently verify those exact figures for you, and honestly, you should take marketing stats like that with a grain of salt like you would with any tool. But even if we round those numbers down a bit, the general idea, fast generation, wide style range, that tracks with what you'd expect from a modern AI generation tool. One thing I do appreciate, there's no sign up required to just start playing around. That's a pretty low barrier to entry. A lot of these AI tools make you create an account, verify your email, maybe even put in a card before you can even see what the output looks like. Being able to just jump in and try it, that's a win for anybody who's just curious and doesn't want to commit yet. Now, who is this actually for? I'd say if you're a homeowner who's renovating and you just want to visualize an idea before you call an actual architect, this is great for that. If you're a real estate person who needs quick, clean floor plan visuals for a listing, this could save you a ton of time. If you're a student or a hobbyist who's just interested in space planning and design, this is a fun way to mess around without needing to learn actual CAD software. But, and I think this is fair to say about basically every AI design tool right now, I wouldn't treat the output as construction ready without having an actual professional review it. AI is great for the concept phase. Getting from I have an idea to here's roughly what that could look like, that's where these tools shine. But when you're talking about actual permits, actual load-bearing walls, actual measurements that a contractor is going to build from, that's still a job for a licensed professional to sign off on. So overall, is floor plan AI worth checking out? Yeah, honestly, I think it is, especially if you're early in a project and you just need to get an idea out of your head and into something visual. The prompt to floor plan workflow is genuinely convenient. The style options give you some flexibility, and the fact that it connects into this bigger suite of design tools, interior, exterior, 3D staging, means you're not just getting a one-off gimmick, you're getting a starting point for a whole project. Anyway, that's my take on it. If you end up trying it yourself, let me know in the comments what kind of floor plan you generated. I'm curious to see what people come up with. And if you found this useful, drop a like, subscribe if you're new here, and I will catch you in the next one.